Well, welcome everybody to week number 3 of our series where we're asking the question, who's your one? And before we really get into our discussion, one more time I want to mention all things about Easter weekend, just to make sure we're clear. It all begins on Good Friday, where every half hour you'll be led in scripture, prayer, and communion starting at 4 p.m. and going until 8 p.m. That happens here in the building in our Connection Point room. We also will be kicking off the 24 hours of prayer at 4 p.m. on Friday. So you can sign up for a 1-hour time slot, do that through the website. Also takes place in the building, and when you arrive, you'll receive a prayer guide that will walk you through many of the things that you can pray about. It's an amazing time to have our church praying, and continuous 24 hours is just an awesome thing to be a part of. Now, one thing you haven't heard much about is that on Saturday, we're throwing a party for our neighbors in the apartments around the church. So they're being personally invited to join us with food trucks, inflatables, and of course, to consider joining us for an Easter service. So please be praying about that. And then, of course, Easter services are Saturday at 4 and 5:30. And then Sunday, our normal times, 8:30, 10, and 11:30. You can find all of this information in one location on our website at christchurchcamden.com. So here we are, giving one more week to our story found in the book of Luke, chapter 5, about some amazing friends who go out of their way and literally do whatever it takes to get their one friend in front of Jesus. And our primary question that's driving the entire series, the thing that we've named it all about, is simply this: who's your one? Hey, who is your one? And 3 steps we've been giving every week to consider identifying that person and investing in that person and then inviting that person. So can you identify who that may be? And then to invest in that person through prayer and time, maybe serving them, sharing a bit of your story when appropriate. And then the 3rd step is to invite. Now, ultimately, we're trying to get this person in front of Jesus, but the pathway for that may be to invite them to attend an Easter service with you. So as you read this story together one more time, we've read it from the standpoint of the friends, we've looked at it from the standpoint of the crowd, but this time, try to see the story through the eyes of the man who's lying on the mat. Now, in the message Sunday, I tossed out 5 observations based on what we may know about life in the first century and what we know about people who need help and hope and healing. And tried to run them parallel to what the one person in your life might be thinking and feeling and needing. And so I think those things are going to lead you into what I think will be a natural and maybe easy discussion without a whole lot of prompting from your leader. So I'll just simply land on this one question as the setup for you. What if we cared about our one? Okay, you got to get this person in mind. But what if we cared about our one enough to help them with what needs healed as the pathway to what needs forgiven? See, I believe that we all have at least one person in our life that knows they can count on someone like us, and our greatest desire is that things are right between them and God. And maybe the path to realizing that is through their current need.